Welcome to this edition of Your Inner Voice podcast. You'll see a brief introduction of the topics that will be presented at the 2025 Flagstaff Dowsers Conference, October 15th to the 21st, 2025, in Flagstaff, Arizona, at the Little America Hotel. For further details, visit www.flagstaffdowsers.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Welcome to Your Inner Voice, our podcast. I'm Susan Spooler, and today we have the pleasure and the honor of having our keynote speaker, Sandee Mack, who will be speaking many times at the 2025 Flagstaff Dowser Conference. So, Sandee, please start telling us all about the classes that you'll be teaching and the workshops, the advanced dowsing classes.
Well, I'm going to be teaching a variety of classes. And one of the first classes is on your birth experience. We kind of call it your grand entrance. And it wasn't known until very recently that all the experiences that happened when you got born sort of, we could say, imprinted you for the rest of your life. So you think about the different situations. Maybe your mother had a very long and difficult birth. Maybe you were born C-section. Maybe you were born with a cord wrapped around your neck. Maybe you just slipped right out in about 10 minutes and maybe didn't even make it to the hospital. You're born in the taxi. Maybe she had a large amount of drugs. Maybe there were some other complications. So not only the experiences of your birth have imprinted you, but pre-birth, in utero. So let's say you were a surprise birth, or your parents didn't really want you, or your mother was a 15-year-old teenager and she was scared to death. All of those emotions and all of those reactions are imprinted on you now, and we recreate those patterns over and over in our lifetime. It's just amazing. For example, my mother was in labor 24 hours. She had to have a spinal, and they still dragged me out with forceps. So the tendency for me is to wait till the last minute. That's a pattern I've struggled with my whole life. Excuse me, because of my birth experience. I haven't done all the work to clean it up. But we're going to be sharing a lot of techniques to help clean that up, identify it, and even if you have no memory of what happened or your mother has passed on and you can't do it, you are a dowser and you'll be able to douse what specifically happened. So it's an exciting class, workshop. I've only taught it 2 or 3 times before, and the results have been phenomenal. So that's one of the first ones. What else have you got there, Susan, that you're going to have me doing?
So that class is going to be 9 to noon on Thursday, October 16th. And then the same day from 2 to 5, you'll be teaching energy wounds and embedded objects, ancient shamanic healing gift.
Yes. And I'm an initiated shaman, several-year training program with the Quero Indians from Peru. I didn't just take a little class. I did a 3-year intensive training. And one of the things that I'm able to teach, because a lot of this is just direct transmission, is how to clean energy wounds. And energy wounds and embedded objects are things like, let's say you've had a problem with your shoulder for years, and no matter what you do, you can't get rid of that pain in your shoulder. You've been to the massage therapist, you've been to the chiropractor, you've been to the osteopath, you've had massages, you've done everything, and you still can't get rid of the pain. And they say, oh, there's nothing there, it's in your head, or there's nothing there. Well, let's say you got shot by an arrow with an Indian 300 or 400 years ago in that same shoulder. I can go in there and tell what happened, what the weapon was, what angle it went in, as well as how to remove that and heal that energy wound out, because it's like carried in your auric field or your soul level or your energy field or something. And so we're going to be teaching how to do that. Energy wounds are things like drowning or somebody was caught in a fire. So it's not like you could pull something out, but there's an energy wound that's happened at the soul level. And that is a phenomenal thing, because that will clear up issues that sometimes have lurked for years. I'll give you a quick example. I have a client friend in Houston, and she's a runner. She's always run, marathon runners, but she would always hurt a particular ankle. She'd sprain that ankle, she broke that ankle, on and on. We went back, and in another lifetime, she was this mountain man in the Old West, and she had stepped in a bear trap, and that had screwed up that foot, and that ankle is why she always hurt the same ankle. We got that bear trap off, we healed that up, and she never had a problem with that ankle again. So this is an answer to a lot of times long-standing health things that you have not been able to deal with in any other way. It's a phenomenal class. It's great.
Excellent. So Monday you have 2 workshops. On Monday, October 20th. And the first one at 9 o'clock is Dowsing for Abundance. Can you use more?
Okay, there might be a couple people that might want to come to this workshop, but I don't think that's very popular because everybody gets so much money and so much abundance. And so we're mostly speaking about financial abundance here. And there could be a number of reasons. Maybe in a past life, you were in a religious organization and you took vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. And nobody told you, oh, this vow is only for this lifetime, but in the future, you can be a millionaire. Nobody told you that. We can go back, find that vow, and break that vow. That's just one example. Another is that patterns that we run in our family, we recreate family patterns over and over. Another thing is that we can have beliefs like, oh, yeah, only rich people do this, only rich people do that, or the old misinterpretation of the biblical thing. It's easier for a needle to go through a haystack, or camel to go through whatever, than for man to be, yeah, I have a needle, that's it. So there could be beliefs, there could be family patterns, there could be past lives, there could be vows, there could be oaths, and all these different patterns can contribute to why you feel stuck and have not been able to create and manifest the abundance that you, as a creator being, and we all have the right as a sovereign being to be able to do this, have been able to do that. So we'll be exploring that and hopefully clearing a lot of that stuff. So it'll be fun. It's great.
Excellent. And then later that day, from 1 to 4 on Monday, October 20th, you'll be teaching clearing psychic trauma.
Oh, this is another thing that is so exciting. A psychic trauma is when there's 2 and sometimes 3 emotions that occur when there's an event. The event, as we as an adult look at it, may not be a big deal, but as a child, often, or when we're younger, it was a huge deal. And those splice together, those emotions, and then it imprints us so that we run that pattern again and again. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you're a very shy person, or you're a particularly shy child, and you had to stand up in front of the class, kindergarten or first grade, but you were so scared you wet your pants, so that you might have the combination of shame and guilt spliced together. And then there's the trauma from that. So when you have to maybe go give a talk, or even you're meeting new people, or any number of circumstances, you're still running that pattern. So we go back and change it. And what I can tell you from my NLP training is that insight does not produce change. Just because you intellectually understand something doesn't mean that that's gone away or that you've changed it. You've got to go in and do work. And so I'm showing you how I've developed this technique to clear it at an emotional level, at the mental level, at the physical level, and then shift the whole pattern, because all time is now, and we are literally going into what we perceive to be the past to change it. So now you've got a whole new timeline, and it's very dramatic. It's a powerful, powerful class. I just did a
Excellent.
piece on myself the other day, and it was life-changing.
Excellent. Excellent. So now those are the pre and post conference lectures that you're doing. They're half day. They're all half day workshops, courses. During
Right.
the conference itself, you're going to speak 4 more times. On Friday, October 17th, the first day of the conference, is minding your own business, whether it's taking care of your own business or knowing when to mind your business when it comes to boundaries. So,
Exactly. And there are times when you need to mind your own business because there's something that's unfolding, or it might be karmic, or it might be past life, or you just don't need to get your nose in that because it's going to explode into a much bigger problem. And then the other aspect of that is in your business, and you may not be running a big multinational corporation or something. It may be a little mom and pop store, or it could be the business of your day-to-day life. Let's say you're going to hire a handyman or somebody to fix your gutters on your roof or paint the garage or something like that. One of the things that you need to do is you need to douse the level of integrity of that person and that company. Because if it's a lower number, you don't need to have anything to do with it. Walk away with it, even if you're losing some money, because you will have nothing but problems. So I'm going to be teaching you a lot of different hints and techniques and things about how to use dowsing on a day-to-day level for almost every aspect of your business. Whether you should order this product or you shouldn't, should you buy this, should you hire this employee, what's your karmic stuff with that person, all kinds of stuff maybe you never even thought of in terms of your business. So whether it's
excellent.
a big business or it's just the business of your day-to-day life, it's about minding your own business.
That's very important. Then we have on Saturday during the day, what can you can do what? 50 more things you can do with your dowsing. So you'll be
Okay.
teaching.
This was something that a one of the other dowsing chapter leaders invited me to do. She said, "Well, I never thought about doing that with the dowsing." And I said, she said, "Can you think of about 3 or 4 different things?" I said, "I can think of 50 or 100 different things." So we're going to be going down some lists of stuff like, for example, what percentage of your DNA is based on some alien interaction? Weird stuff out of the box. It doesn't mean you have to do that, but it could be that. What percentage of your DNA is from, like I checked mine, I'm Scott on both sides. So which was Celts, which were Vikings, which were Picts, which were Scots, which were Anglo-Saxons, those kinds of things, as well as just day-to-day stuff. Checking the weather, checking with your pet, checking for your health, checking for all kinds of stuff that you perhaps never even thought to consider using with your dowsing.
Right.
Okay, so it's going to be full of surprises. And
Excellent.
every time I do that, I go, "Oh my God, I never thought to check on this. Is
Right.
there an aspect of me in another dimension that's having a problem?" I had a person not very long ago, they were having chronic headaches. Nobody could do anything. And as multi-dimensional beings, it was an aspect in a different dimension that was having a brain tumor. When we were able to deal with that, that person's headaches dissipated. So if you're open, and they say like a parachute, it only operates well when it's open. If you're open to looking at a lot of things, you don't have to believe it, but be considered to be open. And as dowsers, we're pretty wide open. I'm going to be giving you some real amazing ideas.
Excellent.
Okay.
And then that's wonderful. And then Saturday night is the keynote dinner when we'll have our wonderful dinner. We have some incredible surprises that night, and then you'll be doing your keynote talk. And you've called it Dowsing from Ancient Times to the Future.
Right. Dowsing has been around a long, 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 long time. It's thousands of years old. And it's this humble little skill that I believe all indigenous people on the earth were given the skill in one form or another. I'll be giving some examples of that. And so, how are we going to be using this in the future? So, I kind of wanted to almost rename it and call it, I want you to draw a crowd, because so many people are shy about their dowsing. Well, I don't want people to see me doing this, or they're in the grocery store and they're trying to douse the watermelons or the tomatoes or something, but people are going to think I'm crazy. I want people to get over that. I want a crowd around them at the grocery store saying, what in the world are you doing? Is that safe? Is that okay? Isn't the devil going to get you? I want them to take every moment to douse in front of people, educate them, and sign up 10 more dowsers right then and there. I want this to be a worldwide skill that everybody's good at, they respect, they honor, and they appreciate, because that's what it is.
Excellent. Excellent. Now on Sunday, you will be teaching clearing allergies in less than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I just did that yesterday. I had a guest at my Airbnb and they said, "Oh, we can't be around cats." And of course, I have this lovely cat that, comes to welcome people. And so you can clear an allergy in less than 5 minutes, and it's talking to the person's body. This is a technique that I like to give credit where credit is due, was originally shared with me by Pat Delafield, who's a sky dowser on the other side now, wonderful, amazing person who was a gold dowser. And I have applied this to everything, but it's not just things like gluten and ragweed. You're going to find that there's people that are allergic to being on the earth plane right now. A lot of starseed beings, very special angelic and starseed beings, have chosen to come here to help with the times that we're in of changing. And they just are so unfamiliar with the earth that they're having autoimmune disorders. They're having all kinds of things because they don't fit in, and they can't fit in,
Right.
or they're allergic to being in their body. Sometimes if there's a health crisis, let's say you've been not you, but someone's been diagnosed with like liver cancer, their body will develop an allergy to their actual liver. And so we can go and clear that out. It's a simple technique. I'll be giving you a handout, and you'll be able to do this anywhere with anybody under any circumstances at any time. It's one of my favorite things to do.
It was just Pat's birthday on Monday, August 11th.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Pat was very special.
Leo. Yeah.
She used to teach that some people, she would teach to douse for dowsing for gold.
Yes.
Some people were allergic to gold.
Yeah. That's the first thing I do with the group as a whole. I have them douse. Is their body have an allergy to gold? And we clear that, because that's one of the reasons people can't have financial abundance, is because their body's allergic to gold.
Yeah, right.
Why do you think? Well, we'll be talking about that in the class.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sandee. We look forward to having you at the Flagstaff Dowser Conference, October 15th to the 21st.
I can't wait. It's my favorite. Yeah. My favorite thing, whenever there's a dowsing conference, and you do a really excellent one, Susan. I've told you that before. Very excellent, very classy, very well run, and I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, Sandee. Take care.